Well, hi, folks. Welcome back to the Sty Shack. Okay, got a video for you. Okay, this one's titled Night Eyes. You might see me glance to the side once in a while, but I've got a bunch of notes up on my screen, and I might need to take a peek once in a while. This is kind of like a crash video. Pressed for time and gotta get this video out for a Thursday morning post, and this is my very last week of work, and then I'm retired. And this last week they booked me just as tight as they could. They wanted every minute they could get out of me. So I had to squeeze this one in. But this is a topic that I saw come up lately on social media. And I just thought that I would share what I know of the topic, and maybe it'll help some folks out. Okay, like I said, it's titled Night Eyes. Alright, now, you hear the stories all the time, and I've got a ton of them too. I was out in the woods. I was hiking down a trail, and it was after sunset. It was dark. I'm trying to get myself back to camp. You can hardly see. I've got a small flashlight. And then I see it. A set of eyes down the trail, looking right at me. They're red. Oh my gosh, what could it be? It's about 2.5, maybe 3 feet off the ground, waist height. It's got to be a big animal, and it's got red eyes. It's got to be a predator. It's got red eyes. I'm in a heap of trouble. What do I do now? Okay, first of all, 2.5, 3 feet off the ground. It's very likely not a bear unless he's sitting, because when they're standing, their eyes are anywhere from 18 to 28 inches off the ground. Not a black bear. It's not a grizzly. Because their eyes are considerably higher off the ground. Could it be a mountain lion? Well, it could be. But it could also be a deer, a large dog. Excuse me. And here's why. First of all animals reflect color from their eyes when any light, indirectly or directly, hits their eyes in the dark. Animals can reflect many different colors: white, yellow, green, blue, orange, turquoise, red. Animals of the same species can reflect a different color. So, a very good example, and this is from experience. I had one incident where I saw 6 sets of eyes on the edge of a woodcut. I couldn't make out the bodies of the animals, but I could see all 6 sets of those eyes looking right at me. And I've got a flashlight, but it's not enough to illuminate that far, but it's enough to reflect light off of their eyes. Out of those 6 sets of eyes, 3 sets of eyes were yellow. 1 set of eyes, no, I take that back. 2 sets of eyes were a bright white. And towards the center of the group, one had bright red eyes. Now, under this predators have red eyes rule, that would mean that there's a large predator standing in the middle of a group of prey, and they all stop to look at me. No, that is not the case. Well, it just happened. I was standing outside of my truck, and that truck, I carried a spotlight on the front seat. I went to the truck, pulled the spotlight out, turned it on, and what did I find? I found a small herd of deer, and oddly enough, one of the sets of bright white eyes was a buck, a really nice buck. The red eyes was a mature doe. So the red eyes, being a predator, did not fit that situation whatsoever. Now, someone had told me, well, if you see eyes at waist height and they're locked on you and they're not moving away from you or from the source of light, and they're red, this must be a panther / cougar / mountain lion. Well, felines, all felines, can reflect green, yellow, or red light back at the viewer. Then they say, well, then maybe it's a very large timber wolf. Well, canines will reflect blue, yellow, green, turquoise, or red. The color of their eyes is not going to identify what that critter is. It just is not. It's a hit and miss when you start saying, oh, but its eyes were red, it had to be a predator. Not true. It is not true. Now, there may be a lot of people out there want to argue with me over it, and you would be wasting your wind. There's enough actual fact to support the idea that eye color will not identify that animal. The closest animal to guaranteeing that eye color would identify are alligators and crocodiles. They're famous for their red eyes at night. Excuse me. And that is most likely, it's considered to be most likely because they have a heavier concentration of blood vessels in their eyeball. That will reflect more of a red color. But that's the exception. That's the exception. Now, here's another example. I came across a grizzly after dark. Caught him in the headlights of my truck. He had the brightest white eyes you ever saw reflecting back. Just bright white. I was told, if you see those blood red eyes, it's a grizzly. No, sorry. This grizzly was pushing probably 700, 750 pounds. Big fella. Bright white eyes. Not red. Not red at all. I've also seen black bears many times. Black bears many times over the years that reflected white eyes, not red. So the thing is then how do you identify an animal at night when you can't see the body of the animal? Well, you need to learn your local wildlife and domestic animals. You need to have a good idea. How tall are they? How far off the ground are their eyes typically? How far apart are their eyes spaced typically? What are their actions around bright light? Well, one thing that a lot of people don't realize is that I'm sorry, I had to check something quick here. There we go. One thing people don't realize is that animal behavior with light really is a good indicator of what critter you're dealing with. Felines will look right at the light and then they'll turn away. And then they'll look right back at the light and they'll turn away. And they're doing that because it affects their night vision so much that they take their eyes away from the light and bring it back. Unless they're stalking the source of the light. Then they'll lock their eyes right on that light because they figure the light is the source that they want to stalk. Deer, perfect example. Everybody heard about it, that deer get hypnotized by headlights. Oh yeah, light shock. Deer will look right into that light. They'll look right into it, and they'll just stand there and stare and stand there and stare because they're trying to determine whether you're a threat or not. And the minute they think you're a threat, then they turn and skedaddle. Bears, they have a habit of looking right at the light and then glancing away, and then looking back at the light and glancing away. Same with canines. The members of the canine family, timber wolves, coyotes, they have a tendency to look at the light source. They don't like the light directly in their eyes, but they like to look at it at an offset. And they'll tend to be moving back and forth, not staying stationary. So if you understand the habits, the physical structure, eye spacing, height, and those behaviors, you can then more likely accurately determine what you're dealing with in the dark. But if you're going to count strictly on eye color, what you think might be a deer standing there staring at you, and you figure, I'll see how close I can get to him. You might be just walking into a ornery bear. So don't count on eye color. That's Stye's advice for you. And I only base my advice on recorded fact and my life's experiences and the contacts I've had with wildlife in the dark. So hopefully that helps you out a little bit and gets rid of some of the misconceptions of eye color. Red eyes, it's gotta be a predator. Definitely gotta be a predator. Not true. But I think you'll all stay safe out there in the woods. I don't think you'll count on eye color as being the only indicator of what you might be dealing with. So, until the next video, hey, Stye loves having you on board. Don't forget, if you like the video, hit that like button. Boom, give me the thumbs up. You can punch me in the ugly mug if you haven't subscribed. Ring that notification bell. You'll know when I've got a video going up or when I'm live streaming. And we'll have some videos off on the side over here to help you catch up. Hey, until the next time, you all have a very nice day. Bye-bye.